Hey all, Board Game Rants here where you'll find everything solo, tabletop gaming, and more. And we're going to do a little solo playthrough of Glen More II. Chronicles, you have to pick up Glen More II Highland Games to get the solo mode. And I'm going to give you a little demonstration. This is the area of the Automa, the AI opponent. Right there. Here is my area. Just this little two-banger tile and one dude and a little chunk of money. I get 6 money instead of 5 because I'm going to be going second. Automa's yellow, I'm purple, and there's this random die. Actually, it's going to take a quick little action and take away some random tiles. Not going to be going over all the rules here. Just want to give you an idea of the flow when you're playing solo against this AI. And so I've only picked, you can actually play, it's called Chronicles, because there's a bunch of like add-on modules, little expansions that you can add and take away from at will. You can add them all, you can add none of them. I've added just one, the 6th one, where it adds a little pizzazz to the otherwise not bland, but more normal landmark cards. Now we've got landmark cards that have event cards. None of this means anything to you if you've not played this game. Anyway, real quick, the game is not all that complicated to explain. It's a tile laying game where you're going to take turns kind of going around and around in a clockwise fashion, and whoever's back the furthest is going to take the next turn. So you might be able to take a couple turns in a row. It doesn't go, me, then Automa, me, then Automa. It goes by whatever the yellow meeple, purple meeple, or die is furthest back, gets to take the next turn and gets to basically choose a tile. As you can imagine, the further you choose, well, then you might not get a turn for a while as these tiles get taken by say me and or the die. And so if yellow comes over here, could take that, but man, it's going to be a long time before yellow gets another turn. So hence that little arrow reminds you the direction that you go in. And as you take tiles are going to refill from these stacks, A, B, C, D. At the end of each of those stacks, there's a scoring round. You're going to be taking those tiles, you're going to be placing them according to some fairly straightforward rules, around your territory. And very generally, you'll have to place a tile. It's got to be orthogonally next to another tile, and it has to be within one of the 8 spots around one of your meeples. And then when you place it, you get to activate it and everything around it. And then up here, the AI is going to be doing kind of a different thing. You'll see it's a much more simplified. It isn't going to really create a territory, but it is important that you keep track of the tiles that the AI does get, because at the very end of the D round scoring, 4th round scoring, the end game scoring, you're going to count up all the tiles that the AI has. You're going to count up all the tiles that makes up your territory, and there's a big, plus or minus scoring that goes on based on how big your territory is compared to your opponent. So the AI is run by this deck. I've randomly discarded 2 cards face down so that I don't know, what actions the AI may or may not definitely not be taking. And so it's all set up. Let's go ahead and bust into the game a bit and see how it goes. And then, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even go over here. Over here, this is, so there's tiles over here. You can take these people tiles you don't add to your territory. Instead, it allows you to activate, and you'll take one of your little doohickeys here, and you get to activate one of these one-time effects out here. And there's some rules to that, and sometimes you got to pay coins, etc., etc. But that's what this board over here represents. And then you got all your resources, you got your victory points, you got your money, and that's enough. Let's get rolling. So right now it's the AI's turn. So yellow's gonna go. I made the AI yellow. We flip over a card. It's gonna dictate what happens. So you kind of work your way top down. So first it's gonna move these little meeples here, which really just move around pretty simply in kind of this purple one follows the purple looking spaces. The blue one follows the blue spaces, sort of, except for the ones surrounding this area here. And then it might potentially block those. It might put one of its little doohickeys on there and block that from you being able to take it, because each one can only be used once. So those guys move. Then this next line, if you're playing with a Chronicle, it'll have this little shield symbol and it might activate it. So you look at the number, and I can see right here, based on Chronicle 6 that I'm playing, and there's a whole bunch of Chronicles, over 10, it only activates if there's a 1 there. So that's a 4, and it's saying this left side here says the AI will look at least 5 tiles ahead, or will look up to 5 tiles ahead, I should say. So not going to activate according to this Chronicle. So 5 tiles ahead, it's going to look for a tile, a trading tile. So we go over here and we look, and you look at the type of tile, which is on the top right, and there are no trading tiles. Then I look at the next thing, and it says asterisk. So that's where you look back over here, according to the Chronicle you're playing. So she wants a tile, a landmark tile, an event tile. Is there a landmark or an event tile? No. And that would show up on the bottom left, just like this one. And there is one, but she is only going to go 5 tiles up to look for it. Didn't find it. So then she's going to look for this kind of a resource looking boxy thing. That she's going to find. And so we look, and actually the very first one, she's got it. So she's going to take that tile, we're going to place it in her area there, and then we look on her board and it says anytime she gets that kind of tile, she's going to get 2 stone. And stone is basically like the random resource for her. It counts as any resource for trading purposes. So she gets those, and that's going to allow her to take advantage of her trading tiles. She always starts with 1, and so at a scoring round, she's going to be able to trade in 1 stone for 2 victory points if she's got one. And she might be able to do other based on if she gets more of this type of trading tile, which is what she wanted to begin with, but it wasn't available this turn. So that's it. She's gone. Now we fill up this little rondelle style thing. So there's always a blank one behind the last person. And now it's my turn to go. So I can go ahead and decide what I want. Looking, you got a bunch of different types of resources: wheat, cows, sheep, stone, wood, and looking to and then you're going to want to make some whiskey caskets, because those are, so yeah, so I think I'm just going to take this wheat right here, and now I can place it orthogonally, and I think and then it has to be within one of the 8 spaces around one of your meeples, so I'll place it right there, and then I get to activate it. So the bottom right is what the actions you get to take when you activate a tile. So this one gains a little wheat thing, and then I can move a meeple up to 2 spaces, and so and you can move diagonally, counts as a space too. So I'll just move this guy 1 space right there, so I can kind of keep building in this direction. We go back over the board, we flip over a thing, we're going to roll this. This die has 1, 2, it has 3 1s, 2 2s, and 1 3. And it's just going to take the numbered tile in front. So I'll roll the 1, so it's going to go up 1, and it's just going to remove this tile. Nothing happens other than that. Just takes random tiles from you. So you gotta watch out for that. So now back to yellow. All right, see what the Automa is gonna do. All right, so I'm not gonna move these doohickeys over here. Within 5, will it activate the Chronicle? Yes, it will. So well, if it can. So it wants to get a tile with a flip ability. And let's see here. Nope, no flip ability. It wants this kind of tile right there. That's a flip ability. What that does is allows you to, when you get these landmarks, to flip them over and activate the stuff on the right side of it. Anyway, you'll see how that goes. But she wants that. That's what this Chronicle is all about, are these landmark events. But it's out of reach. It's not within 5 tiles. So she is going to move on to wanting, again, any landmark event within, oh, let's see here, and it says within 3. So that was within 5, but now within 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3. There is a landmark. This is what she wants, but it's the 4th one, so she's not going to get it. So she moves on. She wants to get a type of barrel, you know, these whiskey things, but that's 5 out, not within 3. And then she wants a trade. Let's see here, that's the little hands symbol. Nope, no, that's not available. And so I've been going down this list here, left to right, and then she wants a person. There's no person tile. So now you go down to the next. So there's these tiles that are going to be used for scoring, but they're also, when it comes to it, used for her to pick a tile. So she wants, we already determined there's no whiskey tiles. What about a castle tile within 3? No, there isn't. Water tile? No. Person tile? No. So there's nothing. So no options within 3 that cover here. So lastly, she goes down to the very bottom. She's just going to take the 3rd tile. She gives up. She's just going to take the 3rd tile out. 1, 2, 3. She's going to take this one. She never pays for tiles too. On the top left is how much it costs to purchase that tile, but she doesn't have to pay. It's very simple. She doesn't get the resource. She just places that there, a little stack. We'll have a stack of tiles here, and then activates whatever it says. She's going to get 2 more stone, which is really a bummer because these are going to be worth lots of points for her when the time comes. But that was her turn. I'm going to start moving a little quicker now so that, I mean, that's just basically the nuts and bolts of the game. Now you just kind of clip along, and I shall do so and kind of build up this board a little bit faster without explaining too much. Okay, I think I'm going to just, I think I'm just going to milk this for all it's worth here. Be able to get a couple actions before the Automa gets another turn. Where am I going to place this? Let's place it right here. Then I get to activate this tile and the one, anything around it. So this gets another wheat. Now at any time too, you can sell to this market, and this market will always refill at least back up to 1. So if I sell a wheat right now, I would get 1 coin. If I wanted to buy a wheat, it would cost me 2 coins. And that's what these coins, and at the end of the game, these coins are worth a victory point, 1 victory point each. So coins, very valuable. But right now I'm not going to do anything. That was my turn. We fill this up. We roll for the die. Oh, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's going to come over here. Remove that tile. We fill up another one. Person tile. Meat. I'm just gonna keep clipping on down here. Just take these. Now I mean, you want to build up your territory because then you can activate big. See, like placing this right here will allow me to activate this tile, this tile, this tile, this tile, this tile. So you want to start building up your territory in a way that you're going to get maximum activations, but you're going to get penalized if you build too big of a territory. So there's that to consider as well. So what am I going to do with this? I think I'm going to place it right here because again, it's adjacent to this guy. It's in the 8 spaces around him, and then I'm going to get a stone, and each tile can only hold up to 3 resources. So I've maxed out now with this wheat. So what I'm going to do is sell a wheat for 1 coin and just put it back. And then as soon as it's AI's turn, this refills back. So I'll always be able to, at least if I take a turn after the AI, I'll always be able to sell at least 1 of a good for 1 coin. Moving on. We'll flip this over, and I get to go again. So let's see here. We got Castle Stalker. This sits here. I would need wood, stone, and a cow. I've got the stone. I'd have to buy the other stuff, so I'm not really geared for that. Got a person tile. So these little person's tile. These are goods. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to bounce up to here. I mean, I could get that wood tile. This flippability. I don't really need the flippability yet, but if the AI gets it, automatically gets 7 points. That's the way this Chronicle works. Anyway, I got one of these people tiles, and then it says immediately. That's what this bottom left thing is as soon as you place the tile, which you don't place this in your territory, just off to the side, I get to place one of these. Now, this I can, you basically start from this little area, and you follow the lines, and you pay the costs. Or if someone already had a little something out here, then I can build off of there. But right now, no little markers out. So I think right now what I want to do is I need some more of these. I want to be able to place tiles with a little more variety. So I think I'm going to go here. Place that there. That means I'm going to get 2 coins. And I'm going to get a meeple. And usually I have to place a meeple on the tile that produced it, but whenever you go over there, you can put that meeple anywhere you want. So I'm going to put it right here. Now they're in no man's land. And then we are done. So we add another tile, and it's the AI's turn. So we're going to flip over a card. Oh, she is. Oh, no. There it is. So there's the 1 that's going to activate this. It means within 5, she's going to look for a flip ability. This 1, 2, 3 is within 5. She's going to get this tile. And then, guys, it says if she gets a flip ability tile, she gets 7 points. So just like that, we do not want the AI getting too many of those, because she can start running away with those points. 7 points, just like that. Why did I? Oh, there we go. Move that there. Not good. But we'll. We don't have to. We technically don't place that yet. This is been skipped over by everybody, so this gets discarded. So then we place this, and then we place this, and now we're almost to a scoring, as you shall see. But first, we roll this die to C2. Okay, it's going to remove that tile there. And now, and this one's going to get removed because it got skipped over. This gets placed. We need to place one more, but we immediately go into a scoring cycle. So, pretty straightforward, these scoring cycles. You're going to score based on these 4 parameters here. And that's actually the same as on the main board when you're playing multiplayer, but you use these instead when you're playing against the AI. So left to right, we start scoring. So who has the most whiskey barrels? Well, AI has none. That's where they would go. I have none. That's where I'd put mine. So nobody scores any points for that. And when no one scores any points for something, it gets kicked all the way over to the right side. And then I'm going to kind of shift it up a little bit so that we remember that I scored that already. Then, who has the most landmark cards? Well, this is where the landmark cards would go if the AI has them. I didn't get any landmark cards, so again, 0 points. This gets shifted over. Who has the most people tiles? Aha! AI has none, but I have 1. So, what do I score for that? Well, if I got 1 more of something, I get 1 point. So, hooray, hooray. I am on the board with 1 whole victory point. Now, if something scores, well, you just leave it. You just leave it. You don't move it left or right. You just leave it. So this is just going to stay right in its spot. Lastly, who has the most people in their home castle? And their AI starts with 1. So I should have had that there the whole time. Anyway, so the AI has 1 in its home castle. Here's my home castle, my home tile, my home castle. I've got none here. So the AI is going to get 1 point. Give her this 3, take back these 2, and 1 point. It doesn't move, so this stays put. Then all these just to get put back in their spots, and then the AI scores for every item in one of these 4 spaces. She gets 1 point, so she's going to get 1 point, and then would go from right to left using the trade tiles. She's going to trade in 1. She doesn't have any trade tiles. She's going to trade in 1 stone for 2 points. So 2 plus 1 is 3 points. She gets her 3 points. And that's where we are after the first scoring round. There's 3 more to go. The AI is already ahead 11 to 1. Now, is that normal, you ask? Yes. Yes, unfortunately it is. And so no need to panic, not yet, but we would refill. Now we're in the B stack, so we got some little bit, whatever, different set of tiles that are going to be coming out now. We still play the same way, and this can happen over and over and over again, and till the end of the game, and you'll see whoever's got the most victory points wins. So I'm going to go ahead and start scooting through here. And maybe at certain turns I'll pop back in, but otherwise I'll at least go over the scoring part so you can see how that sort of works and see how the game is progressing. So coming up at the end of round B, AI is going to take its turn, and that's going to end up triggering. AI is down to his last card. You can see the AI has fleshed out some stuff up here on our board. We flip this over. We can see that. So this blue is going to move up to the next blue. That's the next purple. You can see she's already, she put down some markers. When she took this person, she got to place some markers where her meeples were, and she got 2 points. She's also got another, and I was just saying, I don't want to run away with those flip abilities because it gives her 7 points each time. And of course, then it's not a tile that I can have in my territory. She's got 23 points. Anyway, and I've got 1. So this is not going to activate because it only activates on a 1. Within 3, she wants a castle, then a water, then a village. Let's see, within 3, castle, nope, water, yep. So there's these tiles that have water, and that's another rule. There's only 1 row of water tiles that you're allowed, and they can only go in 1 spot in this row. For me, for her though, she just takes it, and then is going to, this is a trade tile, as it turns out, which is a bummer. It's going to go up here, and whenever she gets trade tile, she's going to get the lowest score, which is 6 in this case. Sometimes there's multiple ways to score on a trade tile. So she's going to get 6 points and another resource. Not good. So 6, oh boy, oh boy. So 5, 8, there she goes. That is her turn there. We flip this over, and it's round B, scoring, working our way left to right. So who's got the most people? Well, she's got 1. I have 2. So I'm at 2 victory points. Watch out. Then, so this tile's not going to move. On her castle space, so she's got 3 now. I have 1 at least, but when she's got 2 more than me as it is, she gets 2 points. So give her another 2 points here. So we'll go ahead and trade these in. Give her another 10. She's at 31. It's 31 to 2. Now she got 2 points. This tile stays put. Whiskey barrels. She's still got none. I at least have 1. Hooray. I'm at 3 points. Now, lastly, okay, so here's the landmark card. She does have 1, and she was able to, when she gets a landmark card, which is that symbol, she flips it over immediately, doesn't use any of the stuff on it, which is nice, and got 2 points. I have not been able to get a flip ability to flip my cards to be able to use them, so I've been able to use the stuff on the left when I've gotten these landmark cards, which has allowed me to put a good amount of markers out here, which has been nice. But I need a flip ability to be able to flip these and utilize the right side of the card, because they're also worth points each scoring round. This is going to give her 1 victory point. Anyway, first we compare. I've got 2 cards to her 1, so I have 1 more than I get 1. I'm just plunking away 1 at a time, you know, taking it nice and slow. But then if you've flipped over any cards and she automatically gets to flip hers over, she gets an extra point. I don't, because I haven't flipped over any of mine. This stays put. So everything just kind of stayed put. We're running very even in these scoring cycles right here so far. But she's not done. As part of her turn, she also gets to get 1 point for each item up here in these 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then she gets to trade right to left if she has enough resources. These are wild. So she needs 3 resources to score 6. Whenever she can do it, because she has 4, so she's got at least 3, she only spends 1 and is going to get that 6 points. Then she moves left, going to trade in this. So she's going to get 6, 7, 8, plus 5, 13 points. She's at 15, if I take this away. And you might be saying to yourself, this is ridiculous. She has 45 points and you have 4. And on one hand, you might be correct. Could absolutely be ridiculous. But you can also see, I am building up. This, you are rarely ever, I will say ever, ahead of the AI. I think maybe 1 or 2 times I've ever been ahead. It's always kind of at the end that things start to pan out. So you gotta exercise some patience and hope that my master plan is going to work here. But anyway, that's where we are at the end of the second scoring round. Here we go. Now we're starting getting a little meat and potatoes of the game. Here I managed to score some points because I finally got a flip ability. It allowed me to flip this over, which allowed me to actually utilize 2 tiles out here. Even though I don't have them in my territory, I was able to take 2 actions out of this area, which I was able to trade some stuff in for some points, etc. Now we got this cool overbuild tile is what this is. It's going to cost me a wood, but this is what you're starting to try to build up towards. So while this costs me a wood and I have to overbuild on another tile like it, I still keep those goods. And as it turns out, I have to spend a wood to get it, but I'm going to get instantly 1 money. And as you can see, I'm accruing quite a chunk of money there as well. Now I get to activate all of these tiles, all of these resources, and I can have up to 3. So I'm going to be able to gain lots of resources. And these are the big moves you're starting to look for that are going to allow you to take these big trades, that are going to allow you to make up perhaps a deficit of 51 to 11. So all hope is not lost. Okay, coming up on round C, I'm going to go here. I'm going to take this person tile, and I think I'm going to take advantage. When I have all this money, that means I can go over here, and from, I guess it doesn't really matter which vantage point, you know, from here I can go. It's going to cost me a coin to go past this to here, which says if I have at least 12 coins, I'm going to get 8 points. So I got to pay first, and then yes, I do have in fact the money to get the 8 points, which will put me at 27 to 58. However, now we go into the third scoring. We're looking at the people tiles. These got 2. I have 4. It's going to give me 2 points. That tile's not going to move. People on their castle, he's got 3 to my 1. He's going to get 2 points, putting him at the big 6-0. That's not going to move. Caskets, here we go. Just hasn't acquired caskets. Been getting all these flip and flip abilities. However, I am at 5 to 0. I am ahead by 5 points. I am going to get 8 points. So that, see, we're starting to make up a little bit of ground here. A little bit of ground. Now with that, that means this tile is going to scooch. He's going to kind of make it a priority there in the future round here. But then lastly, we got these landmarks. He's got 1. I have 4. So difference of 3. I'm going to get 3 points. So again, we're going to trade these in. 7 for 3. Total of 10. I'm at 40 points to 60 points. Let's see, how many points did I just say I got? 3. So then this now is going to scooch all the way to the left. And then we're going to get points. AI is going to get 1 point for that. I have managed to flip over 2 of my cards, so I'm going to get 2 points for that. But now the surge. This is the last time on normal difficulty that the AI gets to count these up. But 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing there. 5, 6 points. Then we go up here. Oh boy. You have 4 resources, yes, is going to get 8 points. 2 resources, yes, going to get 4 more. That's 12. So you have 3 resources, yes. That's 18. And then lastly, there's so 26 points. Yikes. So where are we at now? 87 to 42. More than double. Can we make it up here in this last round? I don't know. But I got some tricks up my sleeve. If I can get this flip ability, I can trade in all the stone I want for 3 points each. Yeah, that would be a heck of a chunk of points. There's this option here. Anyway, you know, we're going to stick with it. We're going to see how it goes. Okay, here we are at the end of the game. This World's End tile is put about halfway through the D stack. As soon as everybody passes that, game's over. Final scoring. Where we're at currently, 81, 101, 20-point lead on me. I think it's going to be pretty close. I could be wrong, but we're about to find out. So, regular scoring is normal. First, landmark cards. I started picking up some landmark cards. Got 4. I have 5. So I got 1 over them, which gives me 1 whole point. Then 4 points for the bonuses. Again, unique to this Chronicle. And then I am going to get actually 4 points as well for my being able to flip over some landmarks there. Okay, that's it. We don't have to worry about order this time. So barrels, 2. Did pick up a couple barrels, but it was all 4 not, because I've got 5 more than the AI. That's going to give me 8 sweet points. So 3. I'm going to trade in this 5 for another 10. There we go. Moving on. All right, here we got the 1, 2, 3 tiles, people tiles, but I picked up David here, which counts as 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I got 8 to 3. Again, that's 5. That's going to give me 8 more points. So we are creeping up. Trading these 11 here for this, and then we're going to trade in this stack of 5 for a 50. It is now 102 to 105. Now we're going to castles. Okay, he's got me here. 1, 2, 3, 6 to my, I was able to clump him in here, but 4, still going to get 2 points on me for that. And now, the AI does not score these. It only does it the first 3 rounds when you're playing regular, normal level. But up here, oh boy, there we go. So, does it have 2 resources? Yes, 6 points. Does it have 4 resources? No, but it does have 2, so it's going to get 4 more points. So 10, does it have 3? Nope. But here, it's going to get 4 more points. So 14 points for that. 14 plus 6 is 20. It's now got 121 to my 102. Lastly, so AI is done scoring. I am not. I have got a ton of money. So how much money have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 18. And then for my first 8 money, I get twice the score. So I'm going to add, if I'm 18 plus 8, 26. So 26 points. 5, 6. And so I'm officially ahead now. Now the only thing to count is our territories. I have a total of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You don't count these doubles, those count as 1. So 17. The AI has 34. So there's 5, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So you subtract the difference. Whoever's got the smallest gets, for the difference, which is only 1, gets 3 extra points per difference. Well, there's only a difference of 1, so I got 3 extra points. Puts me at 131 to the AI's 121. Always looks bad in the beginning, but through some massive point grab in there at the end, managed to pull it off. Hopefully that gives you an idea what it's like, how the AI works in this glorious Euro game, Glen More II, with the Highland Games expansion. Thank you for watching. If the video helped in any way, please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, especially. It helps the channel out quite a bit, and I would appreciate it. Otherwise, until next time, I'm Board Game Rants, and I am out.